What an astonishing qualifying session at the Singapore Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, the reigning Formula One champion, faced a rather unexpected setback. Despite being the championship leader and aiming for his 9th pole position of the season, he was eliminated in Q2 and will start the race in the rather unaccustomed 11th position. On the notoriously demanding Singaporean street circuit, Verstappen has to deliver an unparalleled performance to secure his first career victory in Singapore and continue his winning streak of 10 consecutive races. Unexpectedly, the pole position was claimed by Carlos Sainz of Ferrari, marking his 2nd consecutive race starting from the front. Sainz set the fastest lap time of 1 minute and 30.984 seconds, providing him a golden opportunity to disrupt Red Bull's dominance this season. His teammate, Charles Leclerc, will start on the 2nd row alongside George Russell of Mercedes, who just narrowly split the Ferraris by a mere 0.072 seconds, thanks to his impressive performance in the 2nd sector. The qualifying session was undeniably tough for Red Bull. Apart from Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, and Yuki Tsunoda also failed to advance to Q3. In Q1, a red flag was raised after Lance Stroll crashed into the barriers on the final corner, causing significant damage to his Aston Martin, losing its rear wing and front left tire. Thankfully, Stroll confirmed his safety over the radio. The complete grid for the Singapore Grand Prix is indeed fascinating. After Sainz and Russell, we have Leclerc, followed by Lando Norris of McLaren in 4th. Lewis Hamilton takes the 5th place, and the rest of the grid follows with some of the best drivers in Formula One. The final 10 minutes of Q3 saw all remaining drivers pushing for their best lap times. However, the man of the session was Sainz, securing pole position with a time of 1 minute and 30.984 seconds, narrowly holding off Russell by 0.072 seconds. Q2 left Verstappen dismayed as he expressed his disappointment over the radio. There was also a brief interruption caused by an impeding incident involving Verstappen and Tsunoda, but the session resumed after a half-hour delay due to the red flag triggered by Stroll's crash. As we look forward to the race, it's important to remember that Mercedes and Red Bull have been the most successful teams in the history of the Singapore Grand Prix, with 4 victories each. Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton share the record for the most pole positions, with 4 each. The race is highly anticipated, with Ferrari aiming for another pole position after making significant developmental strides in their car. It's going to be a thrilling race day. Hello there, all you Formula One fanatics. This is Enzo, your trusty guide through the exhilarating world of motorsport. Joining me today, we've got the ever-observant and eloquent William.
Hello there, Enzo, and hello to our fantastic listeners. I'm excited to dive into the action.
And of course, we've got our determined and perceptive trackside reporter, Victoria.
Hi, everyone. Can't wait to share all the latest straight from the track.
We're the trio bringing you all the thrilling updates on F1 Motor Fever podcast, your premium daily dose of all things Formula One, plus special episodes on race weekends. If you're a fan of the speed, the thrill, the battles, and the sheer spectacle that is Formula One, then do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a comment, and share with your friends and family. It really helps us keep the pedal to the metal. And today we're delving into the nitty-gritty of the Singapore Grand Prix qualifying sessions. You won't want to miss the details on what happened and what it could mean for the race. We've got twists and turns, stunning performances, and some surprising disappointments.
And we'll be giving you the inside scoop from the paddocks, so stay tuned.
So let's hit the road. Full throttle, everyone. If we delve deeper into the qualifying results from the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore, it's clear that there was a significant upset for the runaway championship leader, Max Verstappen. He was aiming for a 9th pole position of the 2023 Formula One season, but was eliminated in Q2. Now he faces an uphill task on this exhausting street circuit, starting the race in 11th position.
Indeed, and this might just jeopardize his chance at a maiden career victory in Singapore and an 11th successive Grand Prix win. A challenging proposition, no doubt.
On the brighter side, it's another pole position for Carlos Sainz. Leading the pack for a second successive race, this is a golden opportunity for him to end Red Bull's dominance this year.
Absolutely, and let's not forget George Russell of Mercedes, who did manage to split the Ferraris with an incredible performance in the second sector. However, Lando Norris seems to have stumbled in the same part of the track and will start in fourth position.
It's going to be a scorching race in downtown Singapore, especially for Norris. Quite a lot of excitement ahead.
Moving on to the second qualifying session. It was indeed a nightmare for Red Bull. Sergio Perez, as well as Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda from AlphaTauri, joined Verstappen in a rather unexpected exit. The last moments of Q1 also saw a significant crash involving Lance Stroll.
Yes, Stroll had quite the collision at the final corner, resulting in significant damage to his Aston Martin. Thankfully, he confirmed his safety over the radio immediately after the crash.
Absolutely, safety is always the top priority. As for the starting grid, it's a fascinating mix. We've got Sainz at pole, followed by George Russell, Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris to complete the top four.
And don't forget Lewis Hamilton at fifth, followed by Kevin Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon. The grid certainly promises an exciting race.
Quite right, and we'll be here to bring you all the action as it unfolds. Speaking of which, the end of Q3 saw Sainz take pole. Quite a turn of events, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. It's going to make for an interesting race day. We'll certainly be keeping our eyes peeled on the track.
If we look deeper into the qualifying rounds, it's clear that Carlos Sainz is the man to beat. For the second race in a row, he will start in P1 after recording a time of 1 minute and 30.984 seconds. George Russell gave a mammoth effort in Sector 2, but still fell short by just 0.072 seconds.
Absolutely, and it seems Charles Leclerc is next up, with Lando Norris also securing a spot on the second row. However, Norris will be rueing a poor performance in the second sector on his final lap of the session.
Not to mention Max Verstappen's shocking experience as he described it. The reigning champion and championship leader will start the Grand Prix from the 11th position. A difficult day for him indeed.
It's certainly a day of surprises, but going back to the final minutes of Q3, all remaining racers gave it their all. The Ferraris were purring, weren't they? With Sainz leading on 1 minute and 31.170 seconds, and Leclerc not far behind.
Yes, and let's not forget the Mercedes pair. Hamilton was close to his teammate, with a tenth of a second separating them.
Just pondering on the extraordinary nature of this Formula One world, such a roller coaster of emotions, competitive spirit, and adrenaline, makes you feel utterly alive, doesn't it? What's your take on this, dear listeners? Are you as excited as we are by these developments? If you are, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It means a lot to us. Let's carry on with this thrilling journey into the world of Formula One. Buckle up. As the qualifying rounds progressed, Sainz set a new quickest time of 1 minute and 31.439 seconds. However, with 2 minutes left in Q2, Verstappen found himself on the brink of elimination, sitting in 10th position.
Yes, and things only seem to get worse for Verstappen. An impeding incident involving him and Tsunoda raised eyebrows and will be investigated after the session.
True, it's not often you see the championship leader under such scrutiny. Meanwhile, the Brits from Mercedes found their footing with Russell leading the pack. He managed to go a tenth quicker than Alonso.
Hamilton also showed his pace, coming in as the 5th fastest at that point. However, Verstappen was the first to set a time in Q2, clocking in at 1 minute and 32.307 seconds, only to be outpaced by multiple drivers, with Alonso setting the pace.
Adding to the drama, the session faced a red flag due to Stroll's crash. The debris was cleared quickly, but the repairs on the barriers in Sector 3 took longer due to the severity of the collision. A challenging session for all involved, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. It's these moments that truly test the resilience of the teams and the drivers. Let's see how they bounce back. Going back to the end of Q1, it was quite the spectacle. Tsunoda topped the session with a lap time of 1 minute and 31.991 seconds. But the real shocker was Stroll's crash at the final corner. His car was left in the middle of the track, missing a wheel and the rear wing, which must have been quite a sight.
It really was. The images of Stroll's front left wheel shearing off from the impact are still etched in my mind. It's a testament to the safety measures in the sport that he was able to confirm his safety over the radio almost immediately.
Very true. At the same time, the bottom of the pack saw Joe, Sargent, Bottas, and Piastri join Stroll in elimination. Now, given all that we've covered so far, what are your thoughts on the on-track action?
Well, it's been a thrilling qualifying session. The high-speed, high-stakes nature of Formula One has been on full display. Stroll's crash was a reminder of the inherent risks and the impressive safety standards in the sport. And the performances of the drivers, particularly Sainz and Tsunoda, highlight the level of skill and focus required. It's been a fascinating session so far, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Indeed, it's the unpredictable nature of Formula One that keeps us on the edge of our seats. The daring overtakes, the tactical pit stops, and the sheer speed of it all. It's a spectacle unlike any other. As we delve further into the session, here's hoping for more thrilling moments and safe racing. Let's get back to it. There was a fascinating mix of performance in the initial stages of Q1, wasn't there? The Mercedes pair starting strong, with Russell going faster than Leclerc through sectors 1 and 3.
Indeed, Russell managed to clock in at P1 on their first run, a commendable effort. However, Norris was also in the mix, leading the Red Bull pair and Sainz.
Yes, but not before Leclerc topped the leaderboard with a lap 0.3 quicker. There's no denying the competitive spirit was evident from the moment the lights went out in Q1.
True, and the faster layout was indeed making its effects known. If we remember, Sainz's table-topping time of 1 minute and 32.065 seconds in FP3 was a good 14 seconds quicker than Russell's fastest race lap here in 2022.
And let's not forget the Singapore debutantes, Logan Sargent, Oscar Piastri, and Liam Lawson. They have been thrown in at the deep end, but have shown promising performances.
Indeed, Piastri in particular seemed to be in good form, ranking 7th in FP3, just 0.2 behind Hamilton. An exciting qualifying session, no doubt. Let's see how this unfolds. Delving a bit into history, we find that Mercedes and Red Bull share the glory in Singapore with 4 victories each. And, when it comes to drivers, Sebastian Vettel, with his stints at both Red Bull and Ferrari, holds the record with 4 victories as well.
That's right. Vettel shares the record for the most pole positions, 4, with Lewis Hamilton. It seems that the number 4 is quite significant in the history of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Indeed, it is. Now, looking at today's race, Ferrari seems hopeful for a second straight pole position. Leclerc mentioned that the race in Monza earlier this month played an important role in the development of their next car.
Yes, and this could be a pivotal moment in the championship, adding another layer of intrigue to this evening's qualifying round.
Absolutely. As we move further into the session, the anticipation builds. Let's see how the teams and drivers navigate this spectacular street race along Marina Bay. We also know that our audience from around the globe has been following the action closely. The race was broadcasted live in the UK on Sky Sports F1, while our friends over in the States could catch the action on ESPN2.
Yes, and our Canadian listeners had the choice of tuning in to TSN for English commentary or RDS for French. Likewise, the Australian audience was able to watch it on Fox Sports.
And let's not forget the live stream services. Now TV and Sky Go app for the UK, ESPN Plus and Fubo for the USA, TSN Direct for Canada, and KO for Australia.
Absolutely, a global spectacle indeed. Formula One truly unites fans from all over the world. So, let's proceed with the final part of our discussion for today's episode. William, what have you found in the online chatter today?
Well, we have a lively discussion going on about the Singapore Grand Prix. F1 Bot has posted a comprehensive summary of race information, including session times, track information, and historical records. It's quite a useful post for fans who want to have a quick overview of the event.
Sounds like a handy post. What are people saying in the comments?
Beneficial Star 6009 has commented saying, "Probably for the best, Charles isn't starting on pole because there's no guarantee, considering the pole to victory ratio isn't as overwhelming as it seems." Meanwhile, Commercial Bread Loaf believes that Liam deserves a seat, damn it.
Interesting. Any other notable comments?
Oh yes. F1 Psych R16 has sparked a debate by stating, "Don't understand why Ferrari switched development towards Sainz. Leclerc should change team," which led to responses ranging from P. Tizzle9's retort, "Have you considered that Ferrari probably knows more than you on this subject?" To Ringo93's query, did they say anything about developing the car to suit Sainz more?
Well, that's quite the heated debate. Anything else catching your eye?
Certainly. Another user, KY5K, has commented, I have to believe this is a one-off weekend for Red Bull. If not, it would be fun to enjoy competitive racing the rest of the season while the champions limp to the finish line as pack fillers. It seems like fans have some strong opinions about the race.
Well, that's the beauty of Formula One, isn't it? It brings out the passion in people. Thanks for that, William. We'll be keen to see how these discussions play out as the race progresses. That's it for today's episode of F1 Motor Fever Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our discussion about the Singapore Grand Prix, and we thank you for sharing this time with us. As we continue to delve into the world of Formula One, make sure you've subscribed and turned on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our episodes. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to share our podcast with your fellow Formula One enthusiasts.
And remember, the excitement doesn't stop here. There's so much more to come, so stay tuned. Your subscription, comments, and shares mean the world to us.
We're already looking forward to our next episode. There's always something new and exciting happening in the world of Formula One, and we can't wait to share it with you.
And remember, when it comes to Formula One, always expect the unexpected.
Thank you once again for joining us. Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold. See you next time.